Good day, everyone. Welcome to Object-Oriented Programming class using Python programming language. For today's video, we will have a discussion, a review on inheritance. Okay, so our objectives is to learn and have a review about inheritance. What is inheritance? Method overloading, overriding, and what are the types of inheritance in Python programming language. Okay, so what is inheritance? So inheritance, the word inheritance, we can inherit the properties of our parent class into our child class. So when a child class inherits the properties or acquires the members or functions methods of parent class, that is called inheritance. For example, if your parent is taas yung parent, for example, yung papa taas, then ikaw anak, taas mo ka. So it means that you as anak, naka-inherit ka sa properties ng papa which is taas siya. Or taas ba ilong ni papa? Then ikaw taas po ilong, no? So it means that you inherit the properties of your parent, which is taas and ilong. The same as inheritance. So the process of inheriting the properties of the parent class into our child class is called inheritance. Okay? So the existing class is called the base class or the parent class. And the new class is called subclass, child class, or derived class. So, ano yung mga tawag niya sa new class that created subclass, child class, or the derived class. Okay? So, one important aspect of object-oriented programming is the inheritance. So, the main purpose of inheritance is the reusability of your code. So, because we can use the existing class or our parent class to create a new class instead of creating it from scratch. Okay? So, that is the purpose of the uh, inheritance, which is the reusability of our code. So in inheritance, the child class acquires or inherit all the data members, properties, and functions from the parent class. Okay, so that is inheritance. We can acquire. So the child class can acquire the properties or the data members, the function methods of our parent class. Okay, makakuha ta ba? Makakuha ta unsay naa sa ato ang parent class. Also, a child class can also provide its specific implementation to the methods of the parent class. So you can also specify implementations to the methods of our parent class. Okay. For example, in the real world, car is a subclass of a vehicle class. So our parent class is the vehicle class, and our child class or our subclass is the car. Ba? So there is a relationship between those classes. So a car is a vehicle. Okay? Gets? So we can create a car by inheriting the properties of a vehicle such as the wheels, colors, fuel tank, engine, and add extra properties in car as required. Okay? So you can also add your properties in your car which is wala dito sa parent na class. Okay? So that is inheritance. So syntax of inheritance is here in Python programming. So we have here a class, base class, which are parent class, and then the body of the class, or I mean the body of the base class, which is your methods, your data members, or the properties of your parent class. Here, which is the derived class, which are child class. So if we want to inherit or we want to acquire those data members, properties of our base class, so we just uh, use this syntax, class, derived class, and then open close, and then our base class na gusto na to i-inherit. So class, derived class, and then the base class, which is the parent class. So it means that this derived class inherits the properties of our base class. Okay, then we have here our body of our derived class. Okay, so that's the syntax of the inheritance in Python programming language. Okay, so what are the types of inheritance in Python? So based upon the number of child and parent class involved, so there are 5 types of inheritance. Here, single, multiple, multi-level, hierarchical, and hybrid inheritance. So single inheritance, of course, word single, so it means that there's only single parent class and also a single child class. So a child class inherits from a single parent class. Here is the figure. So the child class inherits one parent class. So that's single inheritance. Okay, yes. So here is an example of a single inheritance. So we have here our base class, which is our parent class, and then our child class. And also here are the methods of the different uh, classes. So here, the car inherits the properties of our vehicle. Okay, so there is only one uh, inheritance, or this is an example of a single inheritance. So one parent class and one child class. Okay, so here we get the object of car equals car. So now car can inherit or can acquire, can get the properties of the vehicle or, or the parent class. So car dot vehicle info, and then car dot car info, which is the methods or function of the car class or the child class. Okay, so the output, this is inside vehicle class and inside car class. Okay, kuha ba ang single inheritance? So next type of inheritance is the multiple inheritance or multi-level inheritance. So in this inheritance or in this type of inheritance, so one child class can inherit from a multiple parent class. Okay? So si child class maka-inherit or maka-acquire sa duha or tulo ka parent classes. Okay? That is multiple inheritance. So here is an example. We have here two parent class, which is the person and the company. And then the employee is our child class. So means the employee inherits the properties of the person and the company. So this is a type of a multiple inheritance. So si employee naka-inherit sa duha ka class, which is si person ug si company. Okay, so kung unsay na ni person, kung unsay na ni company, ma-inherit ni employee. So an employee is a person, di ba? An employee also is a or employed in a company. Okay, so there is multiple inheritance. So here, so we're gonna create an object of employee, means that this employee has a properties or have a properties of the person and the company class. So we're gonna access kung unsay na ni person. For example, here emp that person info. Then we put some values, GISA and age 28. Okay. Also here, and the company info that Google, which is uh, the company name, and then the location is Atlanta. Also here we have also our methods of our child class, which is the employee info, which is has the parameters of the salary and the skill. Okay, so this is an example of a multiple inheritance. Okay, so one child class inherits multiple parent classes. Okay, gets, so that's multiple inheritance. So the output for this is, so inside person class, which is the method of the person or the parent class person. So name, GISA, age 28. Also here, just the company na parent class. So name of the company is Google, location is Atlanta, and here is the uh, method of the employee class or the child class, which is the salary is 12,000, and then the skill is machine learning. Okay, so as what I've said in the above example, we created two parent classes, which is the person and the company. Then we create one child called employee. which inherit from person and the company classes. Okay, so that is multiple inheritance. We have here another type of inheritance, which is the multi-level. Okay, multi-level. So this is different from the multiple inheritance. So in this type of inheritance, so a class inherits from a child class or derived class. So supposes that there are three classes, A, B, C, and A is the superclass or the parent class, and B is the child class of A, and then C is the child class of B. So this is a chain of classes. Okay, this is multi-level inheritance. Huh? Chaining of classes. Okay, so see, child class inherits the value or the properties of parent class, and then the child class inherits the value or the properties of the child class and also the parent class. Okay, example here, example of multi-level inheritance. So we have here a base class, which is the vehicle. When we have also here two classes, two child classes, which is the car and the sports car. So si car naka-inherit or can inherit the values or the properties of the vehicle. Okay, and in here we have a child class sports car, which is inherits the car, the class. Okay, so it means that this sports car can inherit the methods or the properties of the car class and also uh, the class vehicle. Okay, so unsa na nila duha maka-inherit siya. Okay, example here, we create an object for sports car. This car is equals to sports car, and then here we can now access the vehicles and the car's info using the sports car object. Okay, so makakuha ta sa method ni vehicle o ni car info. So is car.vehicle info and is car.car info. Okay, so makakuha ta. So we can get or we can acquire or we can inherit the values or the, the methods properties of the child class car and also the vehicle uh, class. Okay, that is multi-level. Nag-chain ba? Okay, so the output for this is inside vehicle class, inside car class, inside sport class. Okay, another type of inheritance is the hierarchical inheritance. So what is this type? So there are more than one child class and it's derived from a single parent class. So in other words, we can say that uh, one parent class and a multiple child classes. Okay, so this is different sa multiple inheritance. Sa multiple inheritance, uh, one child class and then there are multiple parent class. Sa hierarchical inheritance, usa ka parent class but daghan siya child class. Hierarchy, okay? Hierarchy. So parent class daghan siya mga anak, okay? So there's hierarchical inheritance. So example here, we have here three classes. So our parent class is the vehicle. And then si car o si truck is our child class. Okay? So si car o si truck inherits the properties of the vehicle class or the parent class. Okay? So this is example of hierarchical inheritance. Okay? So example here, we have created an object 1 for the car. Means si car can inherit ni vehicle na class. And also si truck pod naka-inherit sa properties ni vehicle. Okay? Nakuha? So this is a hierarchical inheritance. So the output for this is vehicle. This is the property of the vehicle. Car name is BMW for the car info. And also here in our other child class, which is the si truck. This vehicle and truck name is Ford. Okay. And here another type of inheritance, which is C hybrid inheritance. So it means that it consists of multiple types of inheritance and combined. Could be there is a multi-level or multiple or a single inheritance or any types of inheritance. So nagtapos siya tawag hybrid. For example here, si parent class, so na siya duha ka child classes. It means that this child classes inherits our parent class. And also, child class can inherit the properties of our child class 1 and also the child class 2 and also to the parent class. Okay? Okay, so for example here, example of a hybrid. We have here a class vehicle and then a car, truck, and a sports car. So here we have here car and truck which is inherits the vehicle class. So unsa may tawag ani? What is this type of inheritance? This is na usa ka parent class and then duha ka subclass or multiple child class. Unsa tawag ani? This is hierarchical. Okay? One parent class and then multiple child class. So si car of the truck inherits the properties of vehicle. So this is hierarchical inheritance. And here, we have here also class sports car which inherits the properties of car and vehicle. So sa may tawag gani nga or what is this type of inheritance? So na usa ka child class and then duha ka parent class. Sa may tawag gani? This is multiple inheritance. So in this example, there is a combination of types of inheritance, which is the hierarchical and then multiple inheritance. So this type of inheritance is called hybrid inheritance. So there is a combination of types of inheritance. So see hierarchical and see multiple inheritance. Okay, so here we created an object. This is sports car, which inherits the properties of car and the vehicle. And also here is car that vehicle info. This is the properties of the vehicle or the parent class. And then we have here is car info, which is the property of the car na class. Okay? Then this car that sports car info. Okay? So this is an example of the hybrid inheritance. Okay? So there's a combination of types of inheritance. For this one, hierarchical and multiple ang nag-combine. So, itawag siya hybrid na inheritance. Okay? So, Python super function. So, what is a super function in Python? So, the super function is used when you're going to call a method in your parent class inside your child class method. Okay? Muna kay gustong tawagon sa imong parent class nga method diha sa imong child class nga method. For example, here, we have here an example. We have a class company, which is our parent class, and then here is method company name. Then it returns Google. Here, an employee, which is our child class, that inherits the company or the parent class, which is the company. And also here, a method info, in which this info wants to call a method in our parent class, which is the company name. So, unsa may gamito na to? So, pagtawag na to sa company name na method sa tong parent class, we will use the super function. Okay? Then we put it in our variable cname equals super function dot the method that you want to call in our parent class, which is the company underscore name. Okay? So super dot company name, what is the value of here? What is the value of that company name? This returns Google. Okay? So the cname equals Google. So here print GISA works at, what's the value of cname? This is Google. Okay? That is the use of the super function. Okay? So super function has its benefits. So we are not required to remember or specify the parent class name to access its method. Okay? You are not going to dili na kamo dito, or I mean mo specify pa sa uh, class name to access its method. It's uh, by the use only of the super function. Okay? The super function uh, use in both single and multiple inheritance. Okay, so another benefits of a super function is that it support code reusability, as there is no need to write the entire function. For example, here we just we don't need to write this whole function when we are going to call in here in our uh, child class method. We just uh, call the method name, okay, to use uh, the method in our parent class. So those are the benefits of the super function, okay? So here, I create an object of child class, emp equals employee, emp.info, which is here, was the output for this. GISA works at Google. Okay? Gets ba na to ang super function? So another function is in Python that is useful also is the is subclass function. So if you're going to if you want to verify if that particular class is a subclass of another class, kung subclass ba na siya or child class ba na siya sa anang parent class. Okay? So gamiton is subclass ng function. So this returns true if the given class is subclass of that specific class. Otherwise, it returns false. Okay? So here is a syntax is the syntax of the a subclass function. So a subclass class and then the class info. So where the class is the class that you are going to verify or to check. Okay, and then the class info is a class type or tuple of class or data types. So it means this is the could be that this is the parent class. Okay, then the class is mo na i-check na mo kung this class is subclass of this class info. Okay, example here. We have here company. There are three classes. In which the company is the uh, parent class, and employee is the child class of this parent class company. And then we have here a class player, which walay gi-inheritan. So, for example, if you want to verify if this class employee is a child class of company, so uh, to verify that we just use the subclass nga function. So print E subclass, and then the class name, which is C employee, and then the parent class. So check nimo if this employee is a subclass of the company. So if this is a subclass, yes, it returns true, which is true. Here, another is subclass employee is a subclass of list. This returns false. Another is subclass player. Is the player subclass of company. So this is false. Okay. So that is the use of a subclass nga function. If you want to verify or check with if that certain child class is a subclass or child class of the parent class or another class. Okay. So this is subclass. So method overriding. So in inheritance, all the members available in your parent class are by default available also in your child class. So available na siya sa child class mo kung na-inherit na siya. So if the child class does not satisfy, for an instance, you have a method implementation in your parent class but it does not satisfy or dili siya moom sa imong child class, then uh, you can redefine or you can override that method by adding or by extending some functions in your child class. So muna siya gitawag og method overriding. You can override or redefine or you can change. No? So muna siya method overriding. So when a child class method has the same name, same parameters, same return type as the method in your superclass or your parent class, then that method in the child is said to override the method in your parent class. Okay, this overriding. So example here, a figure. So a shape has its draw method, and also the square, circle, and hexagon has its own also draw, which overrides the draw method in our shape parent class. Okay, because here in our draw, you can specify also or you can redefine this function or method in your square sa draw sa circle pod, then sa hexagon. Rely sila value or function. Okay? But the same ra ang iyang name, parameter, o return type niya. Example, ganun example here. Example. We have here a class vehicle with the method max speed. So here the default value or the default here is max speed is 100 km per hour sa atong vehicle or sa atong parent class. Yung maximum speed is 100. That's the default. But here in your car, diba, your car, there are different car, which is a vehicle, nga lahi-lahi sila speed. Naikusog og speed nga car, napoy hinay, or napoy default ra siya, 100. So, here, since this car, nga child class, does not uh, satisfy the the value or the default value of this parent class. So we will use the override method overriding. Okay, so we will override the uh, the method in our parent class which is max speed. So ato siyang gi-override here. Ato lang i-changean siya og bag-o, which is the max speed is 200 km per hour in this car. Okay? So here we create an object of car class. So car equals car. Car that max speed. So unsa may kana ganing value ni result. So car that max speed, which is it results or display max speed is 200 km per hour. Okay? So that is the result because we override the the value of our method here in our parent class. Since it does not satisfy here in our car class, our child class car. Okay, so we have also here called method resolution order in Python or MRO. So in this method, uh, the method resolution order is the order by which Python looks for a method or attribute. So first, the method or attribute is searched within a class, and then it follows the order we specified while inheriting. So this order is also called linearization of a class, and a set of rules is called MRO or method resolution order. So then MRO plays an essential role in multiple inheritance. A single method may found in multiple parent classes. Okay, for example here we have here these two classes which are parent class is vehicle and then our child class is car. Then we override the values, I mean the method here of our parent class is max speed. So ang button ni Python with which pareham sila, the same man sila, mo na itawag sa method resolution order. Ang una niyang pangitawon is ang method or attribute sa current class. Okay? Current class. For example, here, kani si car. Mao ni iyahang unang basahon. Before siya moadto sa iyahang ginheritan, which is si vehicle. Okay? So, ano na siya? Linearization. For example, napaka diri parent class ani ni vehicle and then last to siya nga pangitawon. Okay? Gets? So, that is method resolution order in Python. Okay? So, unang basahon is sa ang current class. Next is the ginheritan niya or iyang parent class. And then, kung napa na siya ginheritan yun, ani vehicle, napa siya ginheritan, then last to siya nga basahon. Okay? So, that is method resolution order. Okay, so uh, that's all for the video, for this video. So, if you have some questions, clarifications, then you can chat me or you can uh, comment in our Google Classroom or chat in our group chat. Okay? So thank you and God bless. See you in the next video.